Patrick Loch Otieno Lumumba is a Kenyan public professor of law and the founder of the PLO Lumumba Foundation. Lumumba has been the director of the Kenya School of Law since 2014. Lumumba obtained his legal degrees from the University of Nairobi, LL.B and LL.M. Lumumba also holds a doctorate in maritime law from the University of Ghent in Belgium. From September 2010 until August 2011, he served as the director of the Kenya Anti-Corruption Commission. Lumumba is a committed Pan-Africanist who has given numerous impressive speeches referencing or discussing African solutions to African problems. Lumumba's words are powerful and provide guidance and insight into the world of politics and activism. He is an inspiration to many and his quotes are a reminder to stand up for what is right, no matter what the cost. The following are some of his quotes. 1. We live in a country where our young ladies who have recently attained the age of puberty cannot afford sanitary pads, but our men and women in public offices have iPads which they do not even know how to use. 2. Parliamentarians must always remember that they are the people's representatives. They must put themselves at the service of their nation and not their nation at their service as they often do. 3. Behind most of our so-called successful civil servants who have joined politics and business there is collapsed or collapsing public institution they once served. 4. You do not respond to a mosquito bite with a hammer. 5. I believe that we have reached a stage in life in the economic development of Africa where moving forward is perilous, moving backwards is cowardice and standing still is suicidal, but we must persevere because winners do not quit and quitter never win. 6. The tragedy of Africa is that Africans are in the business of canonizing thieves and demonizing its saints. 7. They will not talk about agriculture, about education, about unemployment. The most critical thing is that it is going to be an ethnic census to determine which formation brings together the largest number of tribes. 8. Our political leaders have no sense of occasion. They say at funerals what they ought to say at weddings and at weddings what they ought to say at funerals. Confusion galore is their stock in trade. 9. Third world is a state of the mind, and until we change our attitude as Africans, if there is a fourth, fifth and even sixth world, we will be in it. 10. I may not agree with Joseph Momo of Sierra Leone on many things, but I do on one thing, that a journalist with a pen in hand is like a soldier with a Kalashnikov in hand, he can use it to defend or to destroy. 11. When I look at Africa, many questions come to mind. Many times I have asked myself what would happen if Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and Patrice Lumumba were to rise up and see what is happening. Many times I have asked myself what would happen if Nelson Madiba Mandela were to rise up and see what is happening, because what they will be confronted with is an Africa where the Democratic Republic of Congo is unsettled. There is a war going on there, but it's not on the front pages of our newspapers because we don't even control our newspapers and the media. 12. The tiger does not shout about its tigritude. You see the skeleton of an antelope, and you know that some tigritude has emanated. Follow my footsteps and let history be my judge. 13. If our country is to realize its full potential, then the girl child must soar in education like the eagle. It is not for nothing that we Africans say mother is supreme. 14. We are the third world not because the sun rises on the west and sets in the east, but because we have engaged the reverse gear and we are moving with jet-like speed in the wrong direction. We must change this by rolling up our sleeves and working for the growth of our country. 15. If our young men and women desire to compete with their counterparts from other countries, they must exorcise the ghost of self-doubt and suckle from the breasts of knowledge. Knowledge is the potent antidote against underdevelopment. 16. Our country must morally rearm. We cannot run a country where virtue is vice and vice is virtue. We cannot live in a country where the looters of yesteryears assume they have undergone a Pauline conversion because they are in opposition and oppose the government of the day. Some of our richest men and women are to be found in politics and their creed is, "Thou shalt reap what thou hast not sown." 17. Sometimes our leaders behave like hunters and gatherers. The only difference is that they gather money, land, houses, and cars. 18. At all times, it should be remembered that our nations are fragile and like an egg, must be dealt with carefully. 19. As for accusations, even the divine Jesus of Nazareth was accused of many things, even Martin Luther King Jr. was accused of many things, even Mahatma Gandhi was accused of many things. But it is our duty to prove our detractors wrong by our actions. 20. We must remember that constitution making is not instant coffee, it is a marathon race. Let us therefore not lose sight of the antelope for the squirrel. 21. The tragedy of Africa is that Africans are in the business of canonizing thieves and demonizing its saints. 22. Sometimes, and those times are many, wisdom demands that we remain silent. This is such a time. 23. Never lose sight of an antelope for a dashing squirrel. Thank you for watching. And please don't forget to like, share and comment. Thank you.